Welcome to Create Arts Online. I'm Laurie Mika, and I'm delighted to be here to share my passion for polymer clay. In this course, I will be teaching polymer triptychs crafted by hand. Triptychs historically were panel paintings that were divided into 3 sections but intended to be viewed together as a whole. While they were often narrative in content, telling a story over the 3 panels, triptychs were also used to showcase 3 different but related elements. I love the possibilities that this conjures up. Having used commercially made triptychs for years, I felt limited by the prefabrication and wanted to have more creative control. I explored the possibility of using polymer clay as a substrate by creating my own triptychs. This way, I was able to control the size and shape of them. In this course, I will start with my favorite type of polymer clay, giving tips on how to condition it, alter the surface using a variety of techniques that I've developed throughout the years. I will also demonstrate how to stamp the clay and will share my helpful practices for making the best impressions. And we will also explore the use of gold and silver leaf. This is truly one of my favorite techniques because it adds a special effect for creating an ancient-looking triptych. Coming to clay as a painter, I am all about altering the clay surface using acrylic paints, mica powders, and wax-based products that you can see here before me. I love to use these products in my signature lane techniques. I will demonstrate through a step-by-step process how to use all of these materials to create a variety of unique triptychs. I will also show you how to embed polymer with the little bits and pieces of bling, trying to create a jewel-like medieval look. Lastly, I will share cooking instructions in our dedicated polymer oven and show how to tie it all together. In the next section is a PDF with all the tools, the materials, and the resources. So let's get started.
Laurie, thank you so much for coming to Create Arts Online. This is one of the best courses I think we will have here, and I am just so honored that you have made your way here to share your amazing techniques.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm excited to be here and especially happy to share my love and passion for polymer.
That is awesome. This is going to be one of the best courses, and there's so much to go into. But before we do, will you please give a little bit of a background on your startings in polymer and your art background, I suppose?
Absolutely. I came to polymer clay as a painter, and actually it kind of found me. I didn't find it, and I never in a million years would have thought that this is where my artistic journey would have ended up, being a polymer clay artist. I still don't really feel as though that is what I am. I think my true sensibility comes from my painting, and when I started working with polymer clay, I think some of you might know that it was a journey that started with a button. I started using polymer clay to create buttons for clothing that were hand painted, and from there they turned into tiles, and from there I created a mosaic, and then about 2000 everything changed when I learned about rubber stamping into clay and starting to create more narrative pieces.
Yes, that's what they are, is showing so much narrative. And this is just some of her triptychs. But the beauty of this course that I love so much you're introducing is how now the polymer clay becomes the substrate. And you are teaching it as a triptych, but can other things be made into substrates, and what could those be?
Right, absolutely. This kind of opened the door to a lot of possibilities, where the polymer clay, when it's baked, is a super durable and sturdy material. So why not use that to create the base for all kinds of projects? So I've taught classes where we've created a hamsa shape and then embellished it, also sacred hearts, all sorts of things. There's a ton of possibilities for using polymer clay to create all sorts of substrates.
Right, and shrines and different things.
Shrines,
Absolutely.
altars, the whole thing.
And this is the piece that Laurie creates while teaching this course. And can beginners get into something like this? I think the way you teach it, it is so perfect, but tell me more what you think.
I think absolutely. I love having newbies in my class because, number one, it's fun to share the magic that is polymer clay.
Yes.
And if somebody's never taken a class, they're like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And it's so forgiving that really, if you don't like what you did, you just roll it up and start all over again. And so I think that gives people that space to feel creative and explore without, oh my gosh, this is like some precious thing.
Right.
No, it's so accessible to all levels. That's why, for a lot of people, like children to elderly, can all love and enjoy the benefits of working with polymer clay.
And you show a lot of the materials here, but this can also be started with just a few packs of clay, a stamp or two.
Right.
It doesn't need to be so material heavy.
Right.
But as we know, most of us, we do get a little material hoardy, and the next thing you know, you have as many stamps as you could ever want, and paints and stuff like that.
You're absolutely right, Tammy, because I know that it seems like, oh my gosh, there's all these different techniques and products and layers and all that. But truly, just clay, a little bit of paint, and a couple of rubber stamps. You don't even need a real rolling pin. You can just use a piece of PVC pipe.
Yeah.
And really, my most useful tool is like my finger as a paintbrush,
Right.
and toothpicks and easily found objects. So it doesn't require a lot of materials to create something beautiful.
Well, I cannot thank you enough for coming here to Create Arts Online. I think this is going to be a great course. You're one of the masters in polymer clay, and we are so grateful to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and it's been truly a fun experience being here with you and doing this whole thing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.